There we go. Good morning and welcome into Mindful Movement. Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that my screen still does not allow me to flip it. So my disclaimers are backwards, but good morning. Welcome into Mindful Movement. I am so excited that you're here. I'm Denise. I'm a fitness trainer, and I am just here to encourage you to get up and move, especially if you have physical limitations. That is what our bodies want to do. That's what they're made to do. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, and I'm not a nutritionist. So always listen to your body. And if you have any medical conditions or limitations, always consult your medical professional before starting anything new. This is for general guidance, and it should never take the place of your advice from your medical professional. Now that we're through with that, today we are going to be talking about strength and mobility. And in this, with our discussion, we're going to be going over the lateral squat today. So I'm glad you're here. I'm going to ask, throw it in the comments, have you done a lateral squat before? If you have, let me know if you have ever noticed a difference when you do it. I do also walk away, so if you have a question, throw some purple hearts beside the question, and that way I know when coming back, it is a question that I need to address. So the first part of the discussion that I want to say is that lateral movements are very important. And most of the time, they're overlooked. We walk forward, we walk backwards, we sit, we stand. But not a lot of people think about the lateral movements that we need to make to keep all the outside body parts strong. So if you don't do a lot of lateral movements, those outsides of those hips, they get weak and they get loose, and things like that. So you have to keep all of these different motions in just to keep every part of the muscle structure strong, especially as we age and if we have limited mobility. So if we have body limitations, that is a huge thing. You want to keep the muscle memory going, especially as we age, because we lose a lot of those things as we age. And if we have physical limitations, sometimes these things are harder to do. So, I lost my train of thought. Can you tell? So, everything usually goes in a forward or backwards direction. So, those lateral and side-to-side movements are just neglected. That's why I wanted to focus on that today. And if you've been here much with me, first off, if you're new, type new in the comments. If you have been following me, I have been trying to get all the transitioning done from the first of the year, and I have decided that I will go through exercises Monday through Thursday, and then on Friday, we put them all together. And I do put them into like a small circuit that you could do. I don't do the workout with you. I just give you a way to do it. And if you have any questions throughout the week that come up, you can always ask me on Friday. We do have a little discussion at the end of every one of my lives. So if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them on the spot. If I can't, then I can address them throughout the week or on Friday when we put this all together. So, side-to-side movements, they strengthen those muscles that support your balance, your stability, and it helps with fall prevention, especially as we age. Activity, oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess this morning. So Copperhead, you're just coming in. I am always a hot mess. We just say I'm a hot mess express. Just follow along, take the ride with me. So it's just one of those days this morning. So it activates the glutes and the hip stabilizers, which are very, very important for joint health and mobility. This helps prevent injuries along with adding into other things by improving the coordination and reducing muscle imbalances. I do have notes I like to look around at. I keep them near me so I can glance and make sure that I'm giving the most important information. I do not want to leave anything out. So for the for the lateral squat or the side step squat, that's what it's, you can call it either way. It can be called a lateral squat because you are going lateral. You can call it a side step squat, however you want to call it. This is a very good movement to make that lateral movement and work on the outsides of those muscles, okay? So we're going to stand. I'm going to go ahead and back up right here, okay? So we're going to step to the side, and you're just going to go down just like this. Keep your stomach nice and tight because you want to keep your core engaged, and you're just going to go down and up. You see how my leg is staying out? My toes are straight. You can always turn those toes out like this a little bit. So instead of pointing directly in front of you, they're kind of cornered. So you're going to just like this. See how that's doing? I'm still squatting, but I'm putting all the pressure on that one side. So you're going down and push. You want to make sure that your feet are pushed directly into the floor. You're going to put your whole weight into that foot. You don't want to lift it. You don't want to pick your toes up. You want to go straight down and up. And I'm kind of sideways here, so now I'm going to go left, down, and up. All of the pressure is going on that side foot that you're you're going down. My speech is all over the place this morning. Out. See how this leg is not stretched out. If you do it more of a stretched out, that's going to be more of a lunge. See how we're going forward here? You got this leg stretched. You just want to give a little bit of space, a little further than hip width apart, okay? And then you're just going to squat down like this. This leg is still moving. All the pressure is just going on the opposite leg. You have to decide which side you're going to move to, which direction you go is the leg that's going to hold the most pressure. So if I'm going left, squat and up. If I'm going right, so right, squat and up. You see, I almost lost my balance right there. Squat and up. You can always keep your feet separated like this. Go down for your squat, up, down for your squat, up. You see, I do have to lean in a little bit because this ankle does not move well. So here, here. But I'm keeping my back nice and tight. I'm going to do it from the side so you can see. I'm going to step out just like this. See? My back is still in a good position even though I am leaning forward a little bit. But this is due to the limitations that I have on my legs. I'm going to try this way. This is my bad ankle, so you will see the difference. I am still focusing on the good posture for me. Everybody talks about posture. You have to find a good way to do this move comfortably and safely for you, especially if you have physical limitations. Lower body limitations at that. So we're going to go out, squat. You see how I'm keeping my body nice and straight, but I'm leaning forward to get that squat in. You can always touch the wall. As you do it, I'm trying to get it like this and down. Okay. I'm going to grab my chair. I'm going to show you with the chair. Since if I do it on the wall, because if I do it on the wall, then I'm not looking at you. Okay. So, man, I really want to do this differently. But Okay, you can always touch a chair. Make sure that your chair is nice and stable. This is why I like to do this, but I'm going to be facing away from you. So chair against the wall, make sure it's nice and stable. So you go down and squat, just like that. You want to make sure that your knee and your foot stay aligned as you do this squat. Just like that. You're going to feel this all on the outer side of your leg. Whew, I'm going to take a breath for a second. So, you start with those feet hip width apart. And then, like I said, you want to keep that core nice and tight. You want to keep your tummy nice and tight while you do this. And I do lean a little forward because it kind of helps keep my balance as I do these. But if you are good with your balance, if you're already good with that and you have no issues, keep that back nice and straight, belly nice and tight, and that way you keep that nice, tight core. Okay, this is also going to help with your belly too. So if you keep everything tight, and when I say tighten your core, that means pretend your belly button has a string and it's pulling your belly button to your spine. So you keep your core nice and tight. You're going to feel it when this happens, and you have all of these muscles engaged. Make sure that when you do this, when you go down into that squat position with that one leg, you push from your whole foot. You don't want your toes to come off the floor, and you don't want your heel to come off the floor. You're pushing with your whole foot to come back to that full upright position. You can alternate sides, or you can spread your feet a little further than hip width apart, and you can make it one single movement rather than readjusting anything. So if it's easier that way, you just go down and up, down and up. Okay? So the points that you need to focus on, and I always try to give these basic guidelines. You want to make sure that you stay nice, slow, and controlled in your pace with these movements. You want to make sure that your form is good and avoid making mistakes like leaning too far forward. If you keep that back nice and straight, you keep your core nice and tight, you're not going to go over too far. Letting that knee collapse inward. Okay, so if your legs are out like this and you're going down for your squat, you don't want your leg to go in like this. Let me step back because I'm getting to where I'm a little closer. So you want your knee aligned with your foot. Go down. See how my knee is still aligned with my foot? And I'm coming straight back up. This one I have to adjust a little more. So my knee is still aligned, but do you see, I can't go down as far with this leg as I was with this leg. So that is okay too. I'm still feeling it all in this glute area and this outer thigh. So it's okay if you have to bring your feet in a little more, because I was out kind of wide like this. Bring those feet in a little more. Just go down and up. Down and up. And you're trying not to bend this leg too much. You just want it to move to the side with you. So down and up. Down. Down and up. And up. Okay? Either way is fine. I'm a little warm this morning. So, if it's uncomfortable to go too far deep, like I said, if you don't want to go out too far, you don't want to step out like this and make it all uncomfortable, you know, like this. This one's okay for me because I don't have any issues going down. But this side is not going to do that well because my feet are too far apart. So you want to keep that foot nice and straight, knee even with that toe, down and up. Just like that. Like I said, if you're a beginner and you need to hold the wall, you can do this from the wall. You can grab a chair, give you some stability with the chair until you get better at it and those legs get stronger as the movement continues. And it'll help with some extra balance while you're doing that move. If you need to, reduce that range of motion. And then you can also use resistance bands if you need a little bit more stability. And if you do this with a resistance band, they look like this. You have some of these if you've been to a physical therapist. Sometimes they give these to you. You can find these on Amazon or anything like that. I'm going to come over here. You want to go above your knees with these resistance bands. Okay. This is going to give you a little bit more stability with the resistance bands on. And it's going to keep you from going out too far also. So, here. See how that's giving me something pressure on that leg to help keep it straight? Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Okay? So if you need something to give you a little bit more stability, you can always use a resistance band. The resistance band comes in different strengths. So if you get them, I'm not sure if you can get them in singles, but I know every pack that I've ever purchased comes with a light, a medium, and a heavy. So you have the option of 3 different weights going against those knees. Did you try it? How did you feel when you tried it? I'm going to step closer and see if there's any questions. And then just double check and make sure that I went over everything that I wanted to. So questions coming in from Facebook. A swing or controlled, are you talking about with the feet? So you can do this, or you can keep them like this. So you want it nice and controlled when you go to the side. You see how my feet are apart, but I'm not going to move them. This is going to be a controlled lateral squat. So for a controlled one, you keep your feet here, just like this the whole time you're doing it. So you just go down and then up. You see how I'm making that adjustment? I'm going down and then coming straight back up to the straight position. If you want to do the swing position, and I'm hoping that I'm answering this correctly for you. So if you want it to be a swing position or motion, you swing that leg out and you can go down like that. And then come back in. So you can do this, or you can keep them straight. And if you don't want to switch sides, you can switch sides. You can go down like this, and then switch like this. Almost like a skater. If you don't want to switch it out, you can do all one side at a time. Just like this. I hope that answered your question. You're welcome. Oh, thanks, Brian. Have a good day. Thanks for checking in. I hope he feels better. All right. Let me know if you tried this lateral lunge. Let me know if you have tried it while we're talking. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just going to take a little breather Actually think I'm going to grab a drink of water. If you tried this and you're thirsty, grab a drink of water. It's okay. All right. I want to make sure that I've gone over the important details. I'm going to step closer, see who's in here. I'm getting distracted this morning. Okay. I think I did pretty well this morning going over this. If you have any questions, feel free to shout them out right here. If you have any questions, if you'd like a modification. I do have a YouTube channel and a newsletter. My YouTube channel, I edit and I recap my lives and they go into my YouTube channel. My newsletter, whenever I send out a newsletter, I do send the topics and I'll send you the links in the newsletter. So the links come in the newsletter. So if you would like either one of those, just comment info and I will send you the link for those. And yeah, so good morning everybody that's joining in. It's Monday. Have you gotten your Monday started off right? Take a deep breath. Take a nice walk if it's nice outside and not raining. If it's not too cold. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I'm just kind of grazing over my notes just a little bit. Remember, when you start these out, they're going to be difficult, especially if it's a movement that your body is not used to. So you will be sore. If it hurts, that is when you should seek professional guidance. So do not hurt yourself, but you will be sore. So if you try this today and you're really sore afterwards, it's okay. You're going to feel it in your muscles. You're going to feel most of the soreness in your glutes and your outer thigh right here. You're going to feel all this right here because that's where you're going to feel it when you do that movement. You might feel it a little bit on your inner thigh on the opposite leg, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just be consistent with it though. So if you start this and it's sore, wait a day and then try it again. Never, ever, ever do it 2 days in a row. You want to try to give yourself 48 hours in between doing them. So if you do it today, skip tomorrow and try again on Wednesday. So, but stay consistent with it because if you don't stay consistent, then your body's not going to pick up all of that. So just stay consistent with anything that you do, whether it be just this exercise or you have a quick workout that you like to do, or if you're walking, make it consistent all the time. I always say that if you're doing an exercise program and you're focusing on one body part, you should not do that body part the next day. If you're walking is good to do every day. It gives you a little bit of cardio. So if you walk fast one day and it was a little too much, walk a little slower the next day. Go a little bit less in distance the next day. But you always want to make yourself a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. Okay? So, with that, I'm just going to say again that if you're interested in my YouTube channel information or my newsletter, please type in the word info in the comments. And I do have I've been working on a beginner's program that I am going to be offering soon. And it is going to give you the whys, the hows, and the whats of the situation. Whenever you start a program, if you're a beginner in fitness or if you are trying to navigate physical limitations, I want to explain why you're doing what you're doing and how to do it properly. Even if you have a limitation of some sort, we can modify them and make them right for you. We all have our own perfection in this, okay? Nobody is the same. So if you would like any of that information, just type in info into the comments and I will get that info to you. If you're watching me on Clapper, this does not save. You will need to DM me. If you want to DM me on Facebook, DM the word info and I will get you any of the info that you would like. So it is 7:40. I'm going to call it for the day since there's no more questions coming in. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, stay consistent. Small movements, they lead to great big changes. And this is your journey. Remember that. This is your journey, no matter where you're at. Embrace it. And with that, I will say, have a good day. See you next time.